Look, she got some money, but now someone's like, you know what? You don't deserve that money.
When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Yeah, and let me preface this by saying Kelly and I aren't lawyers.
No. Can't offer any legal advice?
No.
Just opinions?
Sure.
She says, hey, Ben Kelly, I'm in a tough situation, and I'm hoping you and your listeners can help me out. My ex-boyfriend passed away recently, shortly after we broke up.
Oh, so sorry.
I still cared very deeply for him. I'm still shocked and pretty devastated, but here's a curveball. He left me a considerable amount of money. His mother, who never liked me, demands I give it to them, saying I have no right to keep it since we were no longer together. Truth is, I couldn't care less about the money. It won't fill this hole in the pain I feel, but I don't want to give it to her either. I was planning on donating it to different charity organizations he supported, but I can only imagine she's never going to leave me alone if I do that. Should I go against what I believe and give it to her for the sake of peace and moving on? That's tough.
Man. Like, yeah, I mean, and it's just surrounding just a bad event.
It's a bad situation altogether, because they're not together anymore. Caitlin says don't give it to her. If he had wanted her to have it, he would have left it to her, simple as that. Offer to pay for any outstanding debts he may have left behind. And if you don't want to keep the rest, donate it to the causes he supported and have it in his name.
Man, yeah, like, like legally it's yours. And I kind of say the same thing. Like, you should probably hang on to the money. And
well, yeah, I liked her plan of donating it to the causes he supported.
Yeah.
I think that's, really good. Now, Abby kind of raises a question that I got to be honest, I was initially thinking, did he really want his ex to have the money? He probably had the will made up when they were together, didn't have time to fix it.
Oh, after they broke up.
Alyssa kind of goes on the same thing and says the same thing. Like, I need more details. How long had they been split up? How long were they together? Was the breakup amicable? Did he have enough time to change the beneficiary and just decided not to? Was she aware that she was a beneficiary? And it doesn't sound like that she was aware.
Right, exactly. So I'd love to hear if you've got an opinion on this. Like, I've never been the beneficiary of any sort of like windfall of money, regardless of how it came about. But
this is a non-relative. This is an
ex. Right, right. So, I mean, it didn't sound like they were ever even married. So there was no like legal binding that way. But,
right.
All right, 502-571-9970. More coming up expertise whatsoever, other than the fact that my mom went to law school, that we have listeners who are, or at least we're very trusting that they are.
Yeah, well, Glenn said, as a paralegal, the girlfriend should keep the money. If the mom wasn't as bossy as she sounds, the son wouldn't have left it to the mother. There's such a thing as a percentage, if that makes sense. So her son obviously didn't want the mom to have any. Now, if she feels like she doesn't want to deal with the drama and wants over it, she could, she should do what she pleases with the money.
Yeah, our listener came into some money when her ex-boyfriend passed away and left it to her. Now, his mom is all like, you don't deserve that. And she was like, well, I'm not going to keep the money. I was going to just donate it to charities that he, was involved in.
And I think that's the best compromise, really. I mean, I think it's a really great thing that she wants to do with it. Carol said, did your ex plan on having a future with you at the time he included you in his will? If not, keep it. If yes, give it to his mom. Your ex probably thought he had time to change his will. My nephew passed away before he could change his will, and it all went to his estranged wife instead of his mom. It was heartbreaking to watch that unfold.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can totally understand that, too. Drake, you've got a thought.
Hey, I think she needs to find a lawyer, and if it's already legally hers, her mom needs to stop bothering her.
I think that's what she's worried is not going to happen.
Ooh, well, if it's a law situation and it's already her money, then I think that it's her money to do with what she really feels that she needs to do with.
Yeah, right. Drake, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Destiny.
Hey.
Hi there.
I feel like that if he cared about her enough to make her the beneficiary, they had to have been together for a long time. You're not going to make somebody a beneficiary if you've just been together for a couple of months.
Well, you shouldn't.
So,
Right. Yes.
you should,
I'm thinking the same thing.
But I think, like, if it's a significant amount of money, which it sounds like it is, then obviously he really cared about her. And, you know, the breakup could have been something where things got heated. Maybe they would have ended up back together. You know, unfortunately, nobody will ever know now. But I think the mom should leave her alone, and she should trust her gut and do what she thinks he would want her to do. And if he felt so strongly about these charities that he liked them that much, donate the money to them. Trust your gut. Don't give it to her.
Yeah, a lot of people are leaning that way. And I can't even imagine the mom's pain that she's going through. I mean, I know it's a tough spot. And then the shock to find out her son's money is going to someone that he is no longer involved with. I get it.
I understand. I mean, I'm a mother, too, and I feel like that if I found out that she was going to donate the money and not just keep it for herself, I would want her to do that because, you know, I wouldn't want to go against my son's wishes and,
Yes.
you know, unintentionally.
Yeah, I think that's a great compromise.
Destiny, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling.
All right. Thank y'all. Have a good day.
You too. There are a lot of people that are bringing up a fact that I just thought of too. Why didn't he give it to his mom?
I don't know. Like he said, like Glenn mentioned, there are percentages. You don't have to just leave like everything to one person. You can break it up, which just, I guess, paints a question as to what the relationship was like with his mother.
Now,
And she didn't really, you know, give us any insight into that.
Now, do we know if you're the benefactor, do you know if there are other benefactors? Like, you know, Glenn brought up the point of percentages. Does she know, our listener know that his mom didn't get anything? Or does mom just know that his ex-girlfriend got money and that's
Got
not
a
sitting
significant amount. Yeah, that's all we know is that she got a significant amount. She didn't say that he left everything to her.
Yeah, I
So
don't
maybe mom got something. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of questions that we still don't have. Now, some people mentioned too, like, hey, you know, if there are funeral costs to be covered, maybe you can cover those with your cut and then the rest of it donate to the causes in his name that he supported.
Right.
I think that's the greatest compromise right there, because all we know is that at one point he intended that money to go to her. Now, whether he still wanted that to be the case even after they broke up and maybe
Right.
he just didn't have time to change it, we don't know that part.
Man. But regardless, tough situation.
Yeah.
And we feel for you and, you know, the pain that you must be going through. I think we're all saying the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Keep
I
it.
would say cover the funeral costs,
Yeah.
offer to that, and then do what you were planning on and donate the rest of that money.
All right. Well, hopefully that helps, and keep us posted. And, you know, our thoughts with you and the family. That is group therapy.